Good blessed Wednesday night, June the 26th, 2024. The time being 8:22 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I do or say. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. A freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom to protest, freedom to gather, freedom to associate. But like I tell some people, some people, the law bends the law for some people, but some people, if you own probation or parole, you don't supposed to associate or gather with other people that's on probation or parole. So consult with your probation or parole officer or your local law enforcement officials. That's if they're not like the ones down here. If the shoe fit, wear it, corrupted. Now, all of them not, but if the shoe fit, wear it. What I want to talk about tonight, I want to show y'all something I showed you already here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. Show you the corruption of the chief of police here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, Robert Bobby Hearns, and another used to be chief, Mark Higgins, which he's working on the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. He started on the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, I believe. Then he came, because he was living in East Prairie, then he came to Charleston as a police officer. But then a few years back, he ran for police chief in East Prairie and won, but it was a one-term thing. The next year, his dispatcher, a female, ran against him. It must have been something that was wrong that the dispatcher didn't like, that was up under his authority, and the people in East Prairie, which is 90-some% white, they voted him out. So he came back to the drawing board down here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, up under Robert Hearns, also known as the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, neo-Nazi. Look at his haircut. Look at his haircut and his glasses. He looked just like Adolf Hitler with that haircut. But what I want to show y'all is what the federal government call a pattern or practice. Also, I want you to pay attention to what is called I believe it's called a police misconduct. Also, covering up. Also, discrimination. Now, most people that watch me, they are familiar with an individual by the name James O'Connor. James O'Connor is a white male about 62 years old that's been convicted of manslaughter before. And the only reason I'm saying this here because he's continuing to commit crimes. He's continuing to disobey the laws of Charleston, Missouri City ordinance. He also was charged and convicted of hitting somebody, I believe, with a 2x4 and knocking him out. And this was within the past year. Then he's on 6 years probation because him and his girlfriend, Melissa Walker, both of them on probation for multiple violations of having these pit bulls and other dogs running loose. They recently just got some tickets because I had to call the police. But James O'Connor threatened my life on May the 17th, 2024, because I was merely videoing him, showing the police and the probation officer and the judge that him and Melissa continue to have these dogs that unbit multiple people, unattacked me twice, a senior, unattacked me twice, had to buy new glasses. The city attorney didn't bring that up to the judge when they took him to court on mine about 6 months later. She didn't put it in her. She didn't tell him about the permanent scars that I got on the back of my hand, around my wrist, and on my elbow. But the police put all that in there. He took pictures of all of it. But the city attorney, Tabitha Thurman Brown, she didn't put it in there. Because her, along with Mark Higgins and Robert Hearns, and the prosecuting attorney, Tabitha Thurman Brown is the city attorney, and Claire Poley is the prosecuting attorney for the county. They don't let my reports get to the judge, and I want to show y'all something. Here it is. They said that they was looking for this man, James O'Connor, for 28 days. How in the heck can a police force, a legitimate, a competent police force, not find an individual that's on 6 years probation? 28 days later, me and my organization, RRR, Raymond Research and Recovery, the Underground Railroad, CIA, Christian in Action, MIA, Muslim in Action, we had to find this individual for them. You know why? Because they wasn't looking for him. And then when you see the results, after they done found the individual that said they got a contract out on my head. Listen to what he says real good. He said he had a contract out on my head. He said, I should be dead. In other words, first he said, I should be dead. And he had a contract on my head. And he said, he ain't going to worry about it. In other words, he ain't going to worry about it. And I should have been dead. And I got a contract on my head. What did that tell you? Somebody should have been done killed me by now. That's why he said, I should have been dead. But let me show you what two chief of police, a former chief of police that's an officer now. And I see why he an officer. Him and Robert Hearns shouldn't be able to have peace officers license anymore. But you're going to see real clear with this police report after we found this individual. Then you see the officer Higgins talking to this individual. You can't hardly hear what he's saying, but it's in the report what he was saying. He said he let the guy know it's a crime. It's a crime. If you know it's a crime, he made it as harassment. I called it in as a threat. And that's what I see it still today. But he put it in as a harassment. But let me show you this here. In his supplement report, and I'm going to read it to you. He tried to encourage this guy to say that I've been stalking him. How in the hell can you stalk an individual that's on 6-year paper, don't have an address, because if he did, the police wouldn't have been looking for him for 28 days and couldn't find him. A whole damn police force can't find a felon on 6-year paper that threatened a senior's life. But the individual is white. 99.99% of the police department is white, and I'm not saying all of them is corrupted. But I want you to just pay close attention to it now. Now, when they did find him, 28 days later, I believe on the 14th of June, when we found him, and he went to, Officer Higgins, used to be the chief of police, when he went to talk to this guy. Now, he made a supplementary report. He told me this time he gonna send it, he gonna take it straight to the judge because Robert Hearns didn't take my report. He claimed Robert Hearns, his chief, didn't take my report when Lester Gillespie on August the 26th, 2023, I got him on camera for nine minutes, come all the way from one street to another, blocked me in like they did Ahmaud Audrey in Georgia with his truck. It's all on video, and harassing me for 9 minutes while I was sitting there trying to moan my uncle's death. Showing he didn't have no respect for that. Officer Higgins wrote a report for harassment. It didn't go no farther than Robert Hearns. Didn't go to, if the city prosecuting attorney, it should have went to the prosecuting attorney, not the city attorney. This particular case with this guy threatening me, it shouldn't go to the city attorney. It should go to the state prosecuting attorney because he's a felon. But I want y'all to look and see now. When I went down here down to the police station a couple of days ago to get the supplementary report, here it is, it's closed, the case closed. They didn't even notify me. But watch what Robert Hearns say in this video after he done closed it and they didn't even notify me. And when I came down there in video, he didn't like the video. He said, everything got to be YouTube. You got to put YouTube and cameras on these racist white folks down here and these sellout blacks down here. And if you ain't no racist white, you know I'm not talking about it. You ain't no sellout black, you know I ain't talking about you. But I put him on there for a reason, because he be breaking the law. But anyway, you would hear him say that everything got to be YouTube, and then he got to walking away, going back in his Ku Klux Klan headquarters, his office, his Grand Wizard office. But then another thing that he said that you got to pay close attention to, he asked me, do you want to make a complaint or file charges? Now, if I lay there and called the police about him threatening me, and your police wrote a report, and then 28 days later he make a supplementary report and then said it's closed, his name signed to the left, yours ain't signed to the right, but yet you're going to ask me, do I want to make a complaint? If you thought about me making a complaint, why in the hell did you close it before you asked me that? You know why? Because you corrupted. You a racist, white, spoiled white boy. That's what you is. A racist, spoiled white boy living on your family name. Living on your family name. A history, 100 years, I did the history, 100 years of racism with you and your family. But let me show y'all this stuff. I want y'all to take a good look at this police report that Officer Higgins, Mark Higgins, which I told y'all that used to be a chief of police. So he should know. Now, you see when it was dated. May the 17th, that's the day that James O'Connor made this threat to me. And when I called the police, these is the two police officers that showed up, Mark Higgins and Austin Henson. But you can see where it got checked. Officer Mark Higgins is the one that's writing the report. Now, you gonna see in there that he gonna refer my YouTube, but before I made it a YouTube, Austin Henson had his cell phone. Mark Higgins didn't know how to airdrop something. Airdrop it when it's too long. You can airdrop it if you close to somebody. Officer Austin Henson knew how to airdrop it. It was about 3 or 4 minutes. And he airdropped it to his phone before it was even made a YouTube. So the city attorney or the prosecuting attorney said they can't open it. But let's get back to the thing here. Now, he classified it as a harassment. You can see what the call was called in. You see what I'm saying? Harassment started with an H, I think, and threats started with a T. You see what I'm saying? The man threatened my life. But I want you to see something here. Now, look at it real good. On 5/17/2024 at approximately 24 hours, I was contacted by communications to respond to the intersection of Ashby and Grand to speak to a male regarding threats, not harassment, threats being made to his person. Upon arriving at the intersection, I spoke with a male identified as Ivy Raymond, black male. Ivy stated that he was driving on South Main Street minutes before calling headquarters and observed a stray canine in the roadway. Ivy believed this canine belonged to a female he identified as Melissa Walker. Now, I want you to see this here. You see Robert Hearns approved this here now. He approved it. Let's go to the next page here. Now, Same thing, harassment, y'all see. In a male that was walking with the canine identified as James O'Connor. Both of them is well known in the black community with these dogs biting people, chasing people. But let's get this here. Ivy stated that O'Connor, in a brief exchange of words, stated that Ivy should be dead and that O'Connor had a contract on his head. Typically, what that is referring to is when one person pays someone else or is working with someone to kill another person. Now, he got this much sense to know what it means. This is the chief, the ex-chief. Ivy stated, I'm believing he's saying started. Ivy stated, uploaded a video to YouTube channel that shows the interaction with O'Connor. The link is, and he's showing that. But see, you didn't need the link. Your partner has the original video before it even made a link. O'Connor stating that Ivy should be dead, and then followed that with stating that he had a contract on Ivy. This was taken as a threat. It is unknown at this time if O'Connor had contacted anyone for hire or if he is working in concert with anyone to harm Ivy, as O'Connor stated. I will be speaking to O'Connor to follow up the statements that were made to Ivy. I have nothing further. Now, I'm going to go to this other thing, but whether he had somebody working in harmony with him to take my life, he made a threat. Now, let's go to this next thing here. Now, this is Officer Higgins, former chief of police. This is his supplemented report. You remember the other one? It was open on the 17th. This is his supplement report. 28 days later, after he done found O'Connor, we found O'Connor for him on the 14th of May. I mean, the 14th of June. And I got video of him talking to O'Connor at nighttime. You can barely hear what he said, but he finna tell us what he said. And it wasn't really confronting him, to be honest, about what he had did. Now, let's look at this here. The report is steaming from May the 17th when he threatened me. Look at the time and the date here. This is when this particular supplementary report was made. Almost, well, you might as well say a month later after this man done threatened me. A month later. Because the whole police force couldn't find this individual. That's on 6 years probation. Knowing where he be, sitting right on the city's property, in Rodney Jones' property, or in the Swank projects in the house of an individual that works for the city attorney's husband. we ain't got to say no more, do we? Now, look at the date. 6/16. Now, here it is. They ain't told me that they done closed it on 6/16. I went down because the police department's clerk was on vacation for a week. So I went down on Monday the 24th, 8 days later, and she gave me this. Now, they ain't talked to me, but you gonna hear the police chief asking me when I went down, do I want to press charges? You should ask me that before you closed this here on the 16th, 8 days before I found out y'all closed it. But look at this. This is Higgins' follow-up report. Sir, speaking to his Grand Wizard, Sir Grand Wizard, Robert Hearns. I want y'all to make note too. Higgins, he put his name on this like he did the other one. You don't see Robert Hearn's name nowhere, and you'll see he don't know when he closed it or why he closed it. Let me show you this here. On Friday, June the 14th, 2024, at approximately 28 hours, I received a call asking if I was still needing to speak. I didn't say speak because I called you. Looking for. Speak with a male identified as O'Connor James, white male, felon, 6 years paper. I replied that I did. I was told that O'Connor was on Swank Street at 714. That was the address. And he would have a wheelchair along with his canines outside, a violation of his probation, of the residence. Upon arriving on Swank Street, I was unable to find 714, but observed the canines in the wheelchair in front of the residence 741. Employee, and this is Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, an employee of the city attorney's husband. Now, what that tell you? The city attorney's husband. I made contact at this residence. A male answered the door, and I asked if O'Connor was inside, and I was told that he was. I requested to speak with O'Connor outside of the residence. Upon speaking to O'Connor, I advised why I was there and why I needed to speak to him. I asked O'Connor if he remembered making remarks to a male identified as Raymond Ivy, black. More specifically, remarks about hiring someone to have him killed. O'Connor replied that he did say that, but stated that he was mad. O'Connor stated that he felt that Ivy had been stalking him, and he made comments out of anger. I asked O'Connor if he had ever spoke to anyone or been a part of a conversation where it was mentioned about having a contract out on Ivy. O'Connor started out by saying that he didn't say that. Now listen to this lie. He lied to the police. So if he lied to him, why would you believe anything else he said? When I told O'Connor, I saw the video footage of him saying that, he then said he was angry. He did stated that he did he was angry again if he had ever spoke to, I asked him again if he ever spoke and about that too, and I messed it up. O'Connor stated that he was tired of being stalked by Ivy. I asked O'Connor if he had ever contacted the police department about this, and he stated no. I told O'Connor if he felt like this was happening, that would be the first step. In other words, the man ain't contacting because I ain't been stalking him. How in the hell can you stalk somebody that don't even have an address, that the police can't even find? If the police can't find them, how could I be stalking them? Present that evening while speaking to O'Connor was his K9. There was one that stayed near the front porch area, and another K9 that was roaming around. Now, how in the heck is this thing closed? You know why it's closed? Because number one, they're allowing, the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority is allowing a felon that threatened me to be in the house of another felon who works for the city attorney's husband. Something wrong with that, ain't it? So the guy that worked for the city attorney husband, another felon. Both of them is on drugs. O'Connor done OD'd since he been on probation. But I want you to listen to the chief asking me, that's my squat, y'all, asking me, do I want to press charges? What do y'all think? It's a conspiracy. An individual that James O'Connor is hanging out at his house, coincidentally, worked for the city attorney's husband, the city attorney that won't file any charges. They won't let this ain't even going in front of the judge. You know why? Because the city attorney, the chief of police, the former chief of police, and the prosecuting attorney, they trying to keep it away, but I ain't. I want to make one other special note is, y'all see, this is the report signed by Officer Higgins. You don't see nothing here. So that means that this document is not even legal. It's just like how in Carbondale, Illinois, the so-called deputy coroner that declared my son committed suicide. This is just how he is here. But at the end, when he made his report, ain't nothing signed. I went to Carbondale, Illinois, to the county commission board and addressed it that they investigating it now. I'm asking the Justice Department to send somebody down to investigate Robert Hearns, Mark Higgins, Tabitha Thurman Brown, the city attorney, Clara Poley, the state's attorney, and just about all of them city council members in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, except the newly one Miss Polk, and the city manager. Everybody else, I'm asking y'all to investigate them because it's definitely a conspiracy. The city attorney is looking into it. Told me to give him 2 weeks. I'm giving him 2 weeks, and I'm on standby for a lawsuit. Y'all ask Tory D. Sanders from Nashville that y'all, the city of Charleston, Missouri Police Department and the Mississippi County Sheriff Department here in Charleston, Missouri, y'all ask his mother who gave her all the information in the Nashville NAACP and they lawyer, the information on y'all when they came down. I gave them all that information. You see what I'm saying? Because I know y'all murderers. I know y'all racist. If the shoe fit, wear it. But I ain't done. Y'all ain't getting away with this here. I'm not finna let no white man or nobody else threaten me in this town and you just say you close this here. And then you try to encourage him to say I was stalking him. I want you to take me the case for the stalking. I'm going to pick me a jury and say, how in the hell I'm going to stack a felon on 6-year paper that the police can't even find, you racist? Let me stop.
Yeah, you too, man.
Hey, and for real, I wasn't. That was a stupid act. And I don't even do that. I had before, back in the day. In my head, I wasn't that.
You was almost seeing Jesus the other day, one day, so.
Alright.
about the report of on May the 17th, 2024 that Officer Higgins wrote concerning Jamie O'Connor threatening me. I know you signed on that, and then they said they couldn't find him in 28 days. Me and somebody found him, and then Higgins talked to him, and I see that you closed the case. Can I ask why?
Do you want to sign a complaint?
No, I'm asking you, why did you close the case?
I'd have to go back and review it. I don't recall off
Okay.
the top of my head.
Yeah, he had found him. Well, we found him in Higgins, and then I looked on the thing, and Higgins asked him a question, and he lied and said he didn't make the threat. Okay.
Right.
So now I just want to know why was it closed?
Every time it's to be on YouTube.
No, I'm just saying, I want to know why it's closed. I just left out the police station here, asking Robert Hearns why would he sign off on a report when Jamie Connor threatened me. And did you hear him say he don't know? I'm going to go back to the house and let y'all see the report. But I made a report. I'm going to talk to you in a minute.
Oh my gosh. Look how dark it just got.
Oh my God, look at it.
Oh my gosh. Let me put my glasses on. I can't even see.
Yeah! Take a picture.
Oh my gosh. Look, look. Look. Like, I'm
Oh
not
my
going
God.
blind. My fucking phone ain't blowing.
It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.